It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Thursday Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. This is the third day of October, brought to you by Will, U.S. owner of Scoot Around, and by Chilliescruises. Not a whole lot in the way of news this morning, folks. The lead story is a couple of Carnival guests banned for life. Weather update again. 2 P&O ships moving to Carnival. An expedition ship has Azi-pod issues. And a ship for Hot Air Tom. That and lots more here at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. See, I got it right today, folks. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome here. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for travel and cruise industry news, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. Doing things just a slight bit different this morning, guys. Today, this day in history, in 1960, CBS debuted The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, of course, as Andy Taylor, Don Knotts as Barney Fife, Frances Bavier as Aunt Bee, and, of course, Ron Howard as Opie. Jim Nabors was Gomer Pyle, and George Lindsay was Goober Pyle. So this day in history, it started. And actually, I'm not changing up and doing this day in history. There wasn't any food things today. So I said, well, let's do a history thing. So that's what it is, this day in history. I always enjoyed the show. So I do have a couple things to do before we get to the news. First of all, we haven't talked about Rochelle forever. You know, she was in Vegas the last time we touched base with Rochelle. Well, now she's been back home, and she's gone on another one of her pilgrimages. This is a Marian pilgrimage, which, so you know, we're going to have a litany of cathedrals and churches all over wherever they're going this time. But they started off, or at least these pictures are from the mountain monastery of St. Benedict. It's in Montserrat, Spain. And that's where they have the statue of the Black Madonna. Beautiful mountain scenery. I'm not sure if that's one of that might be from Cindy's batch of pictures. Anyway, in the meantime, Cindy and the girls, they started, I've got a lot of catching up to do. This was, they were in Rome and went to the Vatican Museum and several other places. That's where that ceiling was from the Vatican. Look out at Rome. And of course, the girls, you know, there's 4 girls on a trip, right? You know, they're going to love the naked statues. So I'm sure they got all excited about that. And they went up to Civitavecchia, and they got on the Escape and immediately found the Tobacco Road Liquor Bar. Now, I'm not saying that they would have adult beverages or anything, but the liquor bar is a liquor bar. It also was my favorite hangout on the Escape. I spent lots of time in that facility. And the girls, of course, do have an adult beverage. And then before they went to or no, I guess this was a breakfast in Rome, maybe before they went to the Vatican. That looks like a pretty good breakfast to me. And all the girls had similar type breakfast. I mean, yeah, that's a really nice breakfast for Rome. So anyway, I'll try to do some catching up tomorrow on Cindy's travels and Rochelle's and whoever else is out traveling right now. All right, so this is not a particularly good day for me. Yesterday was a great day, by the way. I had a really busy day booking cruises. I booked Emily and her friend, booked another friend and her friend on the transatlantic. I had another booking on another trip. So I was like really busy yesterday. Plus I had one group of cruises that the last payment comes due this weekend, and I talked to everybody, all of those, and got them all settled yesterday. So I had a really busy day. This afternoon, I have to go for an MRI, and I constantly have problems when I do MRIs. And I request that I got the big donut kind that I don't fit in the little tube, and I'm claustrophobic. So we'll see if they're going to agree with me and let me in or not. So, all right, I'll be back with what little bit of news there is after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. Two Carnival Cruise Line guests are now banned for life after purportedly smuggling a handgun past the cruise line security and on board their sailing. Evidence of the guest action came to light because they filmed the video and posted it online, most likely seeking viral fame. The video was posted on Facebook on the 1st of October under an account named Kendra Gordon, which has other videos that identify her business as a shuttle transportation service in Manatee County, Florida. The exact ship and sailing date of the trip when Gordon supposedly snuck the weapon on board is not identified, but she does say it was day 2 as she shows off the item in the stateroom's safe. She specifically says it's Carnival, and the video clearly shows a Carnival Cruise Line stateroom with the distinctive decor, the Choose Fun luggage mat on the bed, and a Fun Times newsletter in the stateroom's mailbox as she briefly opens the door and looks into the hallway. Gordon notes that the cruise line security did confiscate food items such as pickles, hot sausages, and an open bag of popcorn, and she seems to indicate that was all from a checked bag. In the video, Gordon picks up the handgun but does not remove it from the safe. "We all good," she says while showing off the item in the safe. It's unclear whether the weapon is authentic or a replica or a toy of some variety, but Carnival Cruise Line expressly forbids all types. Weaponry is the second item on the cruise line's prohibited item list after illegal narcotics and drugs. That's one of the dumbest stories I've ever reported on. You smuggle a gun on a cruise ship and then you video it and put it up. These people are nuts. And then look at all the other things they tried smuggling on. Do they not read anything before they go on a cruise? I don't know. And a look at today's weather. First, before we get to the 2 storms that are on the map, there's a system that should have developed in the Caribbean. They were talking as much as 60% chance of development. And that's pretty much fizzled. It is going to bring some rain this weekend, probably to Florida and some to the Gulf Coast, but it doesn't look like now, at least, it's going to develop, but we'll still keep an eye on it and see. Meantime, Hurricane Kirk is forecast to strengthen while moving northwestward across the central Atlantic. Large swells could reach the U.S. coastline by Sunday. Currently, it's 1,185 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands, about 1,645 miles southwest of the Azores. Maximum sustained winds are at 120. Present movement is to the northwest at 10 miles an hour. Central pressure is 955 and still dropping. A turn toward the north and northwest at a faster forward speed is forecast over the weekend. Maximum sustained winds are at 120 now with higher gusts. Kirk is a Category 3 hurricane with some strengthening forecast during the next day or so. And a little further to the east, Tropical Storm Leslie is forecast to strengthen into hurricane strength during the next couple of days. It's about 515 miles southwest of the southernmost Cabo Verde Islands. Maximum sustained winds currently are 40 miles an hour. She's moving west at 6. Central pressure is 1,005 and dropping. A slow westward motion is expected through tonight, followed by a slightly faster west-northwestward motion Friday through Saturday. Leslie is forecast to become a hurricane over the weekend. So, two systems we got to watch. We got to keep our eyes peeled still on the Caribbean and Gulf to see if that system does develop. Join me on an epic transatlantic cruise sailing March 31st from New York on the Norwegian Epic sails to Rome, March 31st to April 15th. Double occupancy starts at $1,552 per person. Solos start at $2,481. That includes all taxes and port charges. The cruise will stop in Bermuda, Ponta Delgado, Barcelona, Cannes, Livorno, Naples, and arrive in Rome on April 15th. Just a fabulous cruise, folks, on Norwegian Epic. Call me, 434-258-9264. We still have some cabins open. Two cruise ships being converted to Carnival Cruise Line have sailings open for bookings, but not through Carnival.com. Carnival Corporation is eliminating its P&O Cruises Australia line, and both of the ships, Adventure and Encounter, will be converted to Carnival Fun ships. Pacific Adventure will become Carnival Adventure, and Pacific Encounter will be renamed Carnival Encounter. Both cruise ships will continue to sail in and around Australia, joined by sister ships Carnival Splendor and Carnival Luminosa. Cruises on both of these ships are open for bookings, although not through Carnival.com. They can only book on pnocruises.com.au until March 10th. After this date, you will be able to book them on Carnival.com and Carnival.com.au. Congratulations to Carnival. Expanding too. Sometimes even an expedition ship specifically built for polar cruising can encounter operational challenges at sea. Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours Scenic Eclipse 1 is exploring remote regions of Greenland and the Canadian Arctic. Earlier this week, travel advice to guests sailing on the cruise and those booked on future voyages. The cruise line explained that the ship, which entered service in 2019, is experiencing a technical problem with one of the two Azi-pod propulsion units. The issue impacts the ship's speed, forcing the vessel to reduce speed and potential affecting port calls. The per-person fare for the Scenic Eclipse current cruise was listed at $36,700. Boy, that's going to be a lot of refunds. and a story entitled A Ship for Hot Air Tom. After 2 years of serving the Russian cruise market, the Astoria Grande, formerly Aida Cara, is now up for sale. Carnival Corporation sold Aida Cara in June 2021 to Russian cruise startup Aquila Shipping. After leaving the Aida fleet in 2021, the ship was renamed Astoria Grande and started operating again in 2022. It's been offering cruises in the Black Sea, visited Sochi and various Turkish ports. The ship is now for sale with a price range of $40 to $50 million. Hot Air Tom, get your checkbook out. With cooler temperatures and fewer visitors, the fall and winter months are among the best times of the year to visit Orlando and Kissimmee. If you're planning a trip to Disney, Universal, or SeaWorld in the near future, give your feet a rest by renting a mobility scooter with Scoot-Around. All Orlando mobility rentals are 15% off until October 31st of this year. Call Scoot-Around toll-free 888-441-7575 or reserve online. Use code ORLFALL, Oral Fall, or use SRN 11137. Scoot-Around in Orlando. All right, and that puts an end to the news portion of today's show. Let's go over and see who's fussing at me in the chat room. Oh my, right off the bat, there's one that I can't pronounce. Mufamara Jamay. Hello, glad you're with us. Mike's here. Good morning, Mike. There's Hot Air Tom. Of course, he's saying good morning to everybody. Good morning to me. Kenneth's with us. Good morning, Kenneth, up in Pennsylvania. Proud Christian 11 says hello. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Are you aware that this is a travel and cruise industry news show? And it's live. So when you did that was earlier in the show, just letting you know where you are. So there's Nim. Good morning, Nim. There's Roger down in Jacksonville. Everybody's speaking to everybody now. Proud Christian citizen from Gambia in West Africa. Okay. Vazilla Wilk says hi. She's from Florida. Good to know. Yeah, I'm making pumpkin waffles. What in the hell is pumpkin waffles? You make waffles out of pumpkins? Or you make a waffle and carve a pumpkin? I don't get it. What's a pumpkin waffle? You make waffles and do pumpkin syrup? Okay, just tell Mom happy birthday. How's that? Ah, goodness. I love teasing Emily. Roger says episode 2 of Dr. Azi-pod. I thought it was on last night. It seems to me I saw it briefly as I was flipping channels. I was about ready for bed, quite frankly. But I thought I saw it on last night. I could be wrong about that. Bob's with us. Good morning, Bob. Emily says, questions. Just checking, are you and can you fly Manya to New York City? I think you said that may be able to fly me back from Rome. Well, yeah, we can book flights. All you gotta do is tell me what you want and I'll find out and book them. You know, that's a simple matter. See if what Norwegian Air has, what other airlines have. Yeah, it's just a matter of checking on stuff. Can you sneak brownies aboard the ship? No. You can't take food on board the ship unless it's in a container. It's a. I'm sure you can take that. You can't take like any homemade stuff. No, they're not going to allow it. Yanni says, "Hey, hello. I'm single." Well, we don't. That's not this type of place, Yanni. We are cruisers, travel and cruise industry news show. Todd says, "Good morning, everyone." Emily says, "If I put them on my suitcase, in my suitcase? I wouldn't take a chance on it, Em. If you're going to break a rule, you're just asking for trouble with other things. I don't recommend it." Is Em on Norwegian, Miami to Southampton? No, she's on New York to Rome, Roger. Sonny says, "Hello, everyone." Sonny down in Mississippi. Good to see you, Sonny. Okay, pumpkin waffles, yum. Happy birthday to your mom. Okay, so you know what pumpkin waffles are. Is it made with pumpkin? I don't know. I live in a cave, remember? Oh, Carnival needs to explain how this happened. Yes, they do. How could you possibly smuggle a gun through all the crap you got to do to get on a cruise ship? I totally agree, Joanne. They need to answer to that one, too. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they banned the people for even doing it. So that's why, Emily, I'm not trying to be snotty, but if they tell you can't bring food, it's just like bringing booze on a ship. You can't bring booze on a ship either. You just don't take a chance on doing it. That's just asking for all sorts of trouble. Just like Casey and his wife coming back from Dominican Republic, and they had legal product, federally legal product, and still TSA not only confiscated the product just because you had an ass that obviously doesn't know all the regulations, but then they stalled around with them until they missed their flight. You want to take a chance on that? Emily getting tied up, going through customs and stuff to get on a ship. You're doing a transatlantic, okay? So you get tied up in customs and you end up not getting on the ship. I just wouldn't do it. And that's not just me telling you. I tell anybody that. Katie says there's no excuse for stupid. I totally agree. That's on the guy with the gun there. Em says everyone knows you're not supposed to bring a weapon. Oh, yeah. Katie says hello to everybody. Hi, Katie. Roger says, I know Tom is on Miami to Southampton. He is. Em, which transatlantic cruise are you going on? She's going on New York to Rome. There's Gary, older than dirt. You're back home. Or are you? I'm assuming you're back home. He's been down there lounging around in Cancun for about a month, it seemed like. Amazon, March 31st, epic cruise to Rome, New York to Rome. Morning, M. Pumpkin pancakes sound delicious. Well, why haven't I ever had them then? Oops, waffles. Okay. Pumpkin waffles, pumpkin pancakes. Okay. I haven't had either. I'm assuming you put, when you make the batter, you put the pumpkin goes in the batter. I don't know. Pumpkin syrup is a good idea. Thank you, Chillie. Next time. I don't even know if there is such a thing. Roger, we watched the DVR of episode 1 yesterday. Broken Mighty Member. Tim says, take a hot air balloon. Yeah. This Day in History was a fun add-on to the show. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. Well, maybe I'll start looking for things to see if anything jumps out and grabs me. Chillie and I will be in the Manhattan Times Square Intercontinental 3 nights pre-cruise. You can come visit us and we can eat the brownies in the hotel room. Yeah, well, that would be allowable. Okay, IMD says it's on tonight, Singles Week episode title. Well, what the devil did I see last night? What was that on? On NBC, I think. It was network last night. It's a network show, right? I'm confused. But then that's normal for me. I stay confused. Ask Tom. He'll tell you. New episode tonight. Cindy said last night was a repeat of episode 1. Okay, that solves the problem. It was on last night, the first episode. Okay. I feel better now. I understand. Roger, tonight's episode 2. You're right. And as usual, I'm wrong. Oh, well. Then they might think it's bringing CBD and Ann's brownies. Yeah, when she goes through security to get into the hotel. Oh, my God, laugh out loud. Yeah. Who would think it was okay to take a gun on a cruise ship anyway? Makes you think Carnival is way too dangerous. I mean, they keep having issues, Joanne. And yet Carnival people still absolutely love Carnival. Well, I don't mind Carnival. It's the only reason that I'm not gung-ho about Carnival is I've done so many Carnival ships, I was kind of tired of them. So I've spread my wings and found other cruise lines that I like better. And now I still have to do an occasional Carnival. I'm making them from Trader Joe's. Yeah, well, see, people at TSA and on cruise ships, they don't know Trader Joe's from Joe Schmuck. But I added extra cinnamon and vanilla. I'm home and it was only 10 days. Well, Gary, it seems like it was a month. Did you play with any iguanas when you were down there? That was one of the things I noticed the most about Cancun was the iguanas were everywhere. I liked Cancun. And my favorite story about Cancun, I took Jason and his wife down there, my daughter-in-law. And we stayed in a resort for a week. Jason, like me, drinks bourbon. The 4th day, we had run all 17 bars out of bourbon. There wasn't a drop of bourbon in the resort. They sent the house ambulance out to their liquor supplier, filled the ambulance up with cases of bourbon, and brought it back so Jason and I could drink the rest of the week. True story on a resort in Cancun. Pumpkin syrup is a thing. Okay. Sounds like a good idea for pumpkin funnel cakes. Now, hot air Tom, I can't do funnel cakes anymore because of this. You can't be around the open flame. To fry a funnel cake, you got the flame in the fryer to keep the heat up so you can fry the damn thing. No, funnel cakes, they've erased from my memory. Done. Off. It's just like cigarettes. Done. Tom will have the orange juice and vodka. Yes, he will. I want to know, is Cindy letting you drink at home? You became such a thought this last month. I think I have to blame Kenneth because he had you for 2 weeks. I just had you for 10 days. So you can't blame it all on me. So maybe we got to blame Kenneth for part of it. But I want to know, is Cindy letting you drink at home out there, Tom? So, anyway, Tom's not a drinker. But he's trying. Great idea, hot air, Tom. Pumpkin funnel cakes. You guys go with the funnel cake business. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I got to go make sure my chair is charged up because going to the hospital, I could have to roll that damn thing for miles. So not looking forward to the afternoon. So, hey, I take the fifth. I got you, Kenneth. I got you, buddy. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. Wow, we're up to 150, over 150 today. That's a great audience for the live portion of the show. All right, guys, smash that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'd like to hit 7,000 subscribers by tomorrow night. So, all right, that's it for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you back here tomorrow if they don't squash me in the damn MRI later today. Have a great day, everybody.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.